There is a force greater than your effort, stronger than your discipline, more magnetic than your control. And that force is surrender. Stay with me. Because once you grasp the magnetic power of surrender, once you embody it, your life will never look the same. The chasing ends. The striving ends. And in its place, something far greater begins, the flow of the universe moving through you. You've been trying. You've been pushing. You've been believing that if you just do more, if you just try harder, if you just discipline yourself a little tighter, the breakthrough will come. But what if I told you the breakthrough has been waiting for you all along, not at the end of struggle, but at the moment you finally let go? Think about it. How many times have you tried to force something into your life, a relationship, an opportunity, a dream, only to find it slipping further and further away the harder you grasped? And yet, how many times has the most beautiful thing appeared when you least expected it, when you stopped clenching, when you finally released? This is not coincidence. This is not random. This is the design of the quantum field. It does not respond to your desperation. It responds to your alignment. And alignment is born not in control, but in surrender. The universe is not against you. It has never been against you. It has always been listening, always reflecting, always shaping reality according to the frequency you emit. But here is the secret. Your true frequency is not what you say you want. It is not the affirmation you repeat 10 times in the mirror. Your true frequency is what you feel. And when you operate from fear, even if you dress it in the clothing of affirmations, even if you wrap it in rituals of discipline, the field hears the signal underneath: fear, lack, mistrust. And so it mirrors it back. Not to punish you, but to awaken you. To say, this is the signal you are broadcasting. This is the reality you are creating. Now imagine shifting that. Imagine living from a place where your frequency is no longer clenched in resistance but open in trust. Imagine how magnetic you would become. Imagine how much faster opportunities would align, how much smoother connections would form, how much more effortlessly your desires would flow to you. This is surrender. Not the surrender of defeat. Not the surrender of weakness. But the surrender of a warrior who finally realizes the battle was never outside of them. The battlefield has always been within. You see, control is the language of fear. But surrender is the language of power. When you surrender, you are not giving up. You are tuning in. You are aligning yourself with the intelligence that formed galaxies, that spins the planets, that breathes life into you every single second. Do you really think this intelligence cannot also arrange the details of your life? And yet, here we are, gripping, striving, panicking, as if the universe has somehow forgotten us. But the truth is simple: the more you grip, the more you signal distrust. And the more you distrust, the more the universe must reflect back situations that confirm that feeling. Not because it is cruel. Because it is precise. This is why surrender is magnetic. Because when you release the grip, when you trust the flow, when you dare to stop controlling and start allowing, your frequency shifts. You move from desperation to resonance. And resonance is irresistible. Think of it like this: when you are tense, when you are anxious, when you are doubting, your energy is jagged. It is noisy. It repels. But when you are surrendered, when you are calm, when you are certain without needing proof, your energy becomes clear. It becomes like a steady frequency that the universe cannot ignore. You become the magnet. And here is the paradox: everything you've been chasing begins to chase you. The love you were desperate for suddenly finds its way to your heart. The abundance you've been working tirelessly for begins to flow without effort. The opportunities you thought you had to manipulate begin arriving without resistance. Because you finally stepped out of the way. You finally let the field do what it was always designed to do. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But if I surrender, won't I lose everything? Won't I become passive? Won't life just pass me by? No. Surrender is not passivity. It is precision. It is no longer wasting energy in resistance but directing energy toward alignment. When you surrender, you still act. but your action flows from inspiration, not desperation. Your steps feel lighter, not forced. Doors open smoother, not slam shut. And people sense it. They feel it in you. They may not know why, but they are drawn to you, because energy never lies. This is the way of surrender. Slight pause, stronger tone. And right now, you are being invited to step into it. Because if you are listening to these words, it is not by accident. It is not chance. It is not coincidence. It is the field calling you. Whispering, it is time. Enough control. Enough resistance. Enough fear. Step into trust. Step into alignment. Step into surrender. The old way is breaking. The way of effort, the way of struggle, the way of control. And if you have been feeling exhausted, it is not because you are failing. It is because you are being called to graduate. To step into a higher way of being. Do you feel it? That stirring in your chest? That part of you that knows these words are true? That is not me. That is you. That is your own soul recognizing itself. Because surrender is not something you learn. It is something you remember. Deep down, you already know how. Look at the seasons. The tree does not resist the autumn when its leaves fall. It surrenders to the cycle. Look at your own breath. You do not cling to the inhale, terrified to release it. You trust the exhale will give birth to another inhale. That is surrender. You have been living it all along. You just forgot. And now it is time to remember. Pause, softer tone. From this moment on, every time you feel that urge to grip tighter, to panic, to control, pause. Breathe. Remember, the field is listening not to your words but to your vibration. And then choose again. Choose to soften. Choose to trust. Choose to release. Because the truth is, the more you let go, the more you are held. The more you surrender, the more you rise. The more you stop chasing, the more life begins chasing you. This is the magnetic power of surrender. Do you see it now? Life was never asking you to push harder. Life was asking you to trust deeper. Every obstacle that seemed immovable was not a punishment, it was an invitation. An invitation to stop trying to bend reality with your bare hands and instead step into resonance with the infinite field that bends effortlessly to vibration. This is why some people seem to live in flow while others feel trapped in cycles of struggle. It is not luck. It is not talent. It is not even discipline. It is alignment. One person is broadcasting fear, the other is broadcasting trust. One is trying to control outcomes, the other is surrendered to the intelligence of the field. And the field responds precisely, faithfully, perfectly. You don't need to beg the universe to work for you. It already is. You don't need to bribe it with endless affirmations, hoping one day it notices you. It already sees you. What it is waiting for is not louder words, but cleaner energy. Not stronger fists, but softer hands. Imagine holding water in your palm. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. But the moment you open your hand, the water rests with ease. Life is like this. Love is like this. Abundance is like this. The moment you grip, it escapes. The moment you surrender, it stays. And yet the mind will resist. It will say, but if I stop controlling, I will lose everything. No. You will lose nothing but tension. What is meant for you cannot escape you. What is aligned with your frequency must come. It is law. It is not maybe, it is not sometimes, it is not chance. It is law. The same law that governs gravity, the same law that keeps the stars in orbit, governs the flow of your life. So let me ask you, what signal are you sending? Not what words you say. Not what mask you wear. Deep down. Quietly. When you are alone. What is the frequency you are truly broadcasting? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it lack? Or is it trust? Is it surrender? Is it knowing? Because once you choose surrender, the entire field shifts. It cannot not shift. Imagine trying to stop the sunrise with your hands. Impossible. so too is it impossible to stop the flow of abundance once you align with it. The moment you surrender, the sunrise of your destiny is inevitable. And this is the mystery that the greatest teachers have always known. That the highest power does not come from control, but from release. That the greatest miracles do not come from force, but from flow. That true strength is not gripping tighter, but opening wider. Now, lean in and listen closely, because this is the turning point. You may think surrender means letting go of your dreams. But surrender does not mean giving up your vision. It means giving up your resistance to it. It means no longer standing in your own way. It means trusting that if the dream was placed in your heart, the field has already arranged its fulfillment. So many people kill their dreams not because the dream was impossible, but because their fear kept sending a signal of impossibility. They clung, they doubted, they panicked, and the field responded faithfully. But what if you chose differently? What if, right here, right now, you decided to surrender the fear, the doubt, the need to know how, and instead trust that the how is none of your business? The how is the field's responsibility. The what and the why are yours. Your job is alignment. The universe's job is orchestration. And trust me, it is a master conductor. Look back on your life. Can you see it? The things that didn't work out, the doors that closed, the plans that failed. At the time, you felt abandoned. But now, looking back, can you see the design? Can you see how each detour was not destruction but redirection? How each loss carved space for something greater? This is the evidence. This is the proof. And if it was true then, it is true now. The universe has not stopped working in your favor. It has not forgotten you. It is only waiting for your signal to shift. So breathe. Loosen your grip. Release the need to control every detail. Surrender the timeline. Surrender the fear. Surrender the what-ifs. And step into the knowing. The knowing that you are held, the knowing that you are guided, the knowing that you are already on the path and cannot miss what was meant for you. The moment you do, watch how reality bends. Watch how synchronicities appear. Watch how people, opportunities, resources align as if by magic. Because it is magic. Not the magic of tricks and illusions, but the magic of resonance, the magic of the quantum field responding to the vibration of surrender. Slight pause, soft intensity. And if you feel doubt rising right now, that is normal. The mind has been trained to control. It has been programmed to panic. But you are not your mind. You are the awareness behind it. You are the presence that can observe the doubt without becoming it. And when you observe without clinging, the doubt dissolves. This is surrender. Not fighting the thought, not resisting the feeling, but letting it move through you like a cloud across the sky. Do you notice? The sky never resists the storm. It allows. And because it allows, the storm always passes. You are the sky. Thoughts, fears, doubts, these are passing clouds. Let them move. Do not grip. Do not resist. Surrender. And in that surrender, you return to your true state, clarity, openness, flow. From here, you don't need to beg the universe. You simply radiate, and the universe responds. Rising, commanding tone. So hear me now, you are not powerless. You are not unlucky. You are not forgotten. You are infinite awareness, one with the field that creates worlds. And your greatest power is not in forcing life to obey you, but in aligning with the life already designed for you. That alignment begins with surrender. From this moment forward, every time you feel the grip of fear, remember this truth: surrender is not loss, surrender is gain. Surrender is not weakness, surrender is strength. Surrender is not giving up, surrender is leveling up. The most magnetic people are not those who try the hardest. They are those who trust the deepest. Be that person. Let go. Trust. Align. Surrender. Because the moment you do, the universe cannot help but move in your favor. It is law. It is inevitable. It is already happening. This is the magnetic power of surrender. Listen closely. Life has been whispering to you in every delay, in every setback, in every moment where control failed. It has been teaching you that there is another way, a higher way. And that way begins not with force but with faith. Not with gripping tighter, but with opening wider. Every moment you spend in resistance, life mirrors resistance back to you. But every moment you spend in surrender, life mirrors ease. The choice has always been yours. And the field, the great quantum intelligence, does not judge you for choosing fear. It simply responds. That is the beauty. That is the danger. That is the responsibility. Because reality is not happening to you. It is happening through you. And when you surrender, when you align, you realize you were never separate from it. You and the universe are not two. You are one field, one dance, one vibration. Imagine the ocean. A wave rises, it falls, it crashes, it dissolves back into the sea. But at no point was the wave separate from the ocean. It only looked that way for a moment. You are that wave. And surrender is remembering you are also the ocean. When you live from this awareness, fear loses its grip. Scarcity dissolves. Loneliness fades. Because you realize you cannot lack what you already are. You cannot be abandoned by that which you are inseparable from. You cannot lose that which was always yours. And this realization is freedom. Not the freedom the world teaches, where you earn your worth by struggle, but the freedom of alignment, where you know your worth is inherent and your desires are inevitable. But here's the truth most avoid: surrender is uncomfortable at first. The mind resists. The ego panics. Because surrender is death to the illusion of control. And ego survives on control. That is why so many cling to struggle. It makes the ego feel important. But your soul is not here for struggle. Your soul is here for flow. So when the discomfort rises, welcome it. It means the old patterns are dissolving. It means the grip is loosening. It means freedom is near. Think of a butterfly. Before it emerges, the caterpillar must dissolve completely in the cocoon. Its old form dies, its old identity breaks down, and from that surrender, wings emerge. The struggle was not punishment. The surrender was the path to transformation. And so it is with you. Every ending you feared was actually a beginning. Every breakdown was a breakthrough in disguise. And if you look closely, you will see, the more you surrendered, the more you grew. The moments that shaped you most were not when everything went according to plan, but when the plan collapsed and you had no choice but to release. That was when life revealed its higher design. And the same is true now. Whatever you are holding on to, whatever you are gripping with fear, let it go. Not because you don't care, but because the moment you release, you create space for something greater. Something aligned. Something already waiting for you in the field. The frequency of surrender is magnetic because it is trust embodied. And trust is the highest vibration. It says to the universe, I am ready. I am open. I believe. And the universe answers, as you believe, so it shall be. You may not know how. You may not know when. But that is not your task. The field handles the details. Your task is to keep your signal clear. To keep your frequency aligned. To keep surrender alive in your daily moments. So tomorrow, when the fear rises, choose surrender. When the plan falls apart, choose surrender. When people doubt you, choose surrender. When the path looks uncertain, choose surrender. Because every time you do, you magnify your magnetic field. Every time you do, you open the channel wider. Every time you do, you accelerate the flow of miracles. And hear this, miracles are not rare. Miracles are the natural state of a surrendered life. What the world calls luck is just alignment. What the world calls chance is just resonance. What the world calls impossible is simply what fear cannot see. But surrender sees. Surrender knows. Surrender trusts. And when you live in that trust, impossibilities dissolve. Mountains move. Doors open. The improbable becomes inevitable. So let me ask you again, what are you gripping that you need to release? What weight have you carried too long? What fear has ruled your decisions? What illusion of control has kept you trapped? This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right here, right now. Loosen the grip. Take the breath. Whisper it to yourself, I surrender. And as you do, feel it. Feel the release in your body. Feel the shift in your chest. Feel the energy that was trapped in tension begin to flow. That is alignment. That is freedom. That is the signal the universe has been waiting for. Now imagine living like this every day. Imagine walking into every situation with the calm of surrender. Imagine no longer reacting from fear, but responding from trust. Imagine radiating so much peace that others can feel it when you enter the room. Imagine being so aligned that opportunities chase you, love finds you, abundance flows to you, because you are the magnet. This is not fantasy. This is not theory. This is the design of reality. The quantum field is precise. It cannot be fooled by words, but it cannot ignore frequency. When you surrender, your frequency becomes undeniable. So let this be the moment you decide. The moment you no longer chase, but attract. No longer force, but flow. No longer grip, but release. The moment you remember, surrender is power. And once you step into that power, nothing will ever be the same. Breathe with me for a moment. Feel the weight of everything you've been carrying. The fears. The doubts. The endless plans and strategies. Now imagine setting it down. All of it. Just for a moment, release it. Can you feel how light you are without it? Can you feel how free? That freedom is your natural state. That freedom is surrender. And in that freedom, something awakens. Your true self. The self that is not chained to the past. The self that is not panicked about the future. The self that lives here, now, in the infinite moment where all power exists. This self has always been here, quietly waiting for you to notice. And the moment you surrender, you see it. Surrender is not an ending. It is the beginning of true life. The life you were meant to live. The life that flows with ease, with alignment, with joy. The life where your energy is no longer wasted in fear but poured into creation. This is why surrender is magnetic. Because when you stop resisting, when you stop doubting, when you stop clinging, your energy rises. Your frequency expands. You become like a beacon, broadcasting peace, broadcasting trust, broadcasting certainty. And the field responds instantly. You've seen glimpses of this already. Those moments when you stopped caring about the outcome, and suddenly the outcome appeared. Those times when you released your grip, and what you wanted came rushing toward you. That was not luck. That was not random. That was surrender in action. Now imagine living in that state permanently. Imagine no longer waiting for rare glimpses of flow, but dwelling in it. Imagine no longer chasing alignment, but being alignment itself. That is what surrender unlocks. But here is the final key: surrender is not something you do once and forget. It is a practice, a rhythm, a way of being. Every day you are invited to surrender again. Every challenge is a reminder. Every fear is a test. Not to punish you, but to strengthen your trust. To deepen your surrender. To expand your magnetism. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. At first, the mind will fight. But slowly, it softens. At first, the ego will panic. But slowly, it quiets. Until one day, you realize, the grip is gone. The tension is gone. The fear is gone. And all that remains is trust. And from that trust, miracles pour in. The kind of miracles that leave you speechless. The kind of synchronicities that make you laugh at the perfection of it all. The kind of blessings that make you wonder why you ever worried in the first place. This is the life awaiting you. Not someday. Not when you fix yourself. Not when you finally earn it. Now. The moment you surrender. So let this message be more than words. Let it be the turning point. The moment your old self, the self of struggle, the self of control, the self of fear, dies. And your true self, the self of trust, the self of alignment, the self of surrender, is born. You are ready. That is why these words found you. That is why you are still listening. Because some part of you already knows, the time is now. No more gripping. No more forcing. No more waiting. Now. So speak it. Whisper it if you must, shout it if you can, I surrender. Say it again, I surrender. Feel the release as you say it. Feel the weight lift. Feel the frequency shift. That is the field responding. That is the new timeline opening. That is the magnetic power of surrender awakening in you. And from this moment forward, walk differently. Speak differently. Live differently. Not as someone desperate to make life happen, but as someone surrendered to the life already happening through you. Because the truth is, you don't need to chase what is already yours. You don't need to fight for what is already aligned. You don't need to grip what was never leaving. All you need to do is surrender, and allow the field to deliver what has been waiting all along. So go forward, not with fear, but with faith. Not with control, but with surrender. And watch as life bends toward you. Watch as doors open without effort. Watch as love, abundance, purpose, and peace flow like rivers into your existence. This is not wishful thinking. This is law. This is resonance. This is the design of the universe. And it is your birthright. So remember, the most magnetic force in the universe is not control. It is surrender. And once you surrender, once you align, once you release, you will finally see what was waiting for you all along. This is the magnetic power of surrender.